Hello, happy Tuesday, January 23rd. Long time. So much going on lately. It's crazy. It is insane right now. What a time to be alive. I wanted to go over a couple articles in today's news because there's just so much going on. I go to work, and all day long, I can't wait to go home and catch up on what's been happening in the world. That's crazy, I know, right? I'd like to go over a couple, perhaps relevant articles from today's news. This one came out today, January 23rd, at 2:40 p.m. I pulled this from ZeroHedge.com, and it's titled, Comey Chief of Staff, who worked on Clinton exoneration, quits FBI 1 week after congressional testimony. FBI Director Chris Wray will be replacing his Chief of Staff over the next few weeks, 1 week after he testified before House committees in their ongoing probes into the Bureau's conduct while investigating Hillary Clinton's email case, several sources told CNN on Tuesday. James Rybicki, who also served as James Comey's Chief of Staff, will be replaced by white-collar lawyer Zachary Harmon, according to the sources. Jim Rybicki notified me last month that he will be leaving the FBI to accept an opportunity in the corporate sector. Okay, last month. So... last month, okay, so sometime in December anyway. They said they gave that he was quitting, giving his letter of resignation a month after, 1 week after his congressional testimony. But this says they were notified last month, so I'm assuming his congressional testimony was sometime last month. And maybe this is now just getting out. At any rate, Jim Rybicki notified me last month that he will be leaving the FBI to accept an opportunity in the corporate sector, said Director Wray, adding, while this is an exciting move for the whole Rybicki family, and I apologize if I'm pronouncing that last name incorrectly, Jim will be dearly missed by the FBI family, and by me personally. His many years of dedication to the Bureau and Justice Department, his level-headed judgment and earnest professionalism, and his steady good cheer have been an asset to us all, and have contributed greatly to the safety and to the security of our nation. Congressional investigators questioned Rybicki over how the FBI handled the Clinton email investigation last week, according to Representative Jim Jordan, Republican from Ohio. Okay, so they're saying he was questioned last week. And the other statement said last month. Anyway. According to Representative Jim Jordan, Republican from Ohio, who has been very outspoken of the past few days, about the notorious memo being published, being shared, at least outside of the committee. Jim Jordan, Republican from Ohio. However, the closed-door questions were likely designed to avoid overlapping with Special Counsel Robert Mueller's Trump-Russia investigation. Congressional Republicans had sought Rybicki's testimony for months on the hope that he can provide key information supportive of President Trump's decision to fire James Comey, while Democrats have called the GOP investigation an effort to undermine the ongoing Mueller probe. Last fall, Senate Republicans released a partial transcript of an interview with two FBI officials, one of whom, Senators Grassley, a Republican from Iowa, and Graham, a Republican from South Carolina, believed to be Rybicki. During the interview, investigators were told that Comey decided in early May 2016 to draft his exoneration of Hillary Clinton. Rybicki, as it turns out, was involved at some level in the crafting of Hillary Clinton's exoneration, which downgraded Hillary Clinton's mishandling of classified information and use of a private server from the legally consequential phrase grossly negligent to extremely careless, not a legal term of art. Okay, and then we have the email, looks like, from James Rybicki. Don't know if you can see this, but... Let's see. As we noted in December, the edits to former FBI Director James Comey's original draft went far beyond what was previously known, as detailed in a letter from Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee Chairman Senator Senator Ron Johnson, Republican from Wisconsin, to FBI Director Christopher Wray, which revealed specific edits made by senior FBI agents to Comey's draft after Deputy Director Andrew McCabe exchanged drafts to Comey's statement with senior FBI officials, including Peter Strzok's Direct Supervisor, EW, Bill Priestap, Jonathan Moffa, and an unnamed employee from the Office of General Counsel, identified by Newsweek as Department of Justice Deputy General Counsel Tricia Anderson, in what would ultimately decriminalize Clinton's conduct, allowing them to recommend against prosecuting then-candidate Hillary Clinton. FBI counterintelligence agent Peter Strzok was removed from the Mueller probe after an internal investigation found a trove of anti-Trump text messages between Strzok and his mistress, Lisa Page, while they were both investigating Hillary Clinton's email case. Last year, the Justice Department sought to block Rybicki from appearing before Congress, defying requests from Senate Judiciary heads Chuck Grassley, Republican from Iowa, and Dianne Feinstein, Democrat from California, who were willing to keep the testimony to matters outside the scope of Robert Mueller's ongoing investigation. The Department of Justice refused, consistent with the department's long-standing policy regarding the confidentiality and sensitivity of information to pending matters, pointing to the confidentiality and sensitivity of information relating to pending matters, as well as the ongoing Mueller investigation. Tarmac meeting. Rybicki was also involved in the aftermath of the infamous June 27, 2016 Tarmac meeting in Phoenix between Bill Clinton and former Attorney General Loretta Lynch, which happened 6 days before James Comey's exoneration statement. After the press was tipped off to the clandestine meeting, the FBI engaged in a furious scramble to figure out who leaked word of their sit-down. Lynch had previously said the meeting was unscheduled, described it as an ambush, and said that she wouldn't do it again. And in emails obtained by the ACLJ, we learned that Jim Rybicki was involved in the FBI's damage control efforts. Per the ACLJ, on July 1st, 2016, just days before our FOIA request, Freedom of Information, a Department of Justice email chain under the subject line FBI just called indicates that the FBI is looking for guidance in responding to media inquiries about news reports that the FBI had prevented the press from taking pictures of the Clinton-Lynch meeting. The discussion then went off email to several phone calls, of which we are not able to obtain records. An hour later, Caroline Pochamy of the Office of the Attorney General stated, "I will let Rybicki know." Jim Rybicki was the Chief of Staff and Senior Counselor to FBI Director Jim Comey. The information that was to be provided to Rybicki is redacted. And with that, a swamp creature, who would have been central to the FBI's secret society assembled to undermine Donald Trump, appears to have been sent down the drain into corporate employment. And that's that. There's a couple other really interesting articles, but I'd like to make this a short one. So, very interesting. I'm going to have to double check on the dates because it seemed like there was some contradiction there. He's resigning after a meeting he did last month, and then another place it says it was just a week ago, so timing is everything. So I think that's why it's important to nail down those dirty details. That's it for this moment. Have a lovely Tuesday.